So let me introduce Tom Ferry. It's my honor and privilege to introduce Tom and welcome him to our call today. Tom is the #1 ranked coach and speaker by Swanepoel Power 200 for the last 7 years in a row. He's the best-selling author of Life by Design and Mindset, Model, and Marketing. Tom coaches and trains agents around the world. And Tom, what I appreciate about you most, we could go on with your introduction for quite a while, but what I appreciate about you, Tom, is that you always come from the heart. You bring a tremendous amount of energy and enthusiasm to everything you do. Welcome.
Thank you, my friend. And obviously I see Todd out there and Peter as well. I appreciate you guys. And for everybody watching right now, I get a little access to, almost 840 of you on the line. Can we just start by giving the leadership that's putting all this together a giant round of applause for making this happen? Do me a favor, in the comments, exactly. Can we get some thank yous? Can we get some heck yeahs? Can we get some love for the leadership? Because I think we all know we're in the pressure cooker right now. And leaders are leading, like these three guys and so many other in all of our organizations are stepping up their leadership big time. And that's the difference that makes the difference. It's what gives us the mindset. It gives us the ability to say, if I'm gonna doubt something, I'm gonna doubt my limits, right? So that's beautiful, guys. Thank you so much for all of you out there. That's awesome. So fellas, how can I help today?
And so #1, thanks again, Tom, for spending the time with us. And we wanna dive right in because time is short.
Yeah.
And I thought a great place to start the call today would be with mindset. We've all had challenges in our lives. You've had challenges in your life. And now we have another challenge, which is the coronavirus and COVID-19. And first question is, how can we use this crisis to build a bulletproof mindset for the future? What are the daily routines we should be practicing that over time help us build that mindset?
So I can certainly give you some insight on that, but I'm going to start maybe with a bummer, right? Here's the bummer, my friends. Like after 31 years of doing this, and I don't even know how many, tens of thousands of hours of coaching and, personal sessions. And by the way, also being married to the same woman for 26 years, married her 3 times, raising a 19 and 20-year-old that don't want to kill me, that were the opposite of me growing up with my dad. The bummer is we all have a mindset. And if you're taking notes, here's what I want you to get. Your mindset is basically made up of the beliefs that you have about yourself and what you're capable of, right? Your mindset is the beliefs you have about yourself and what you're capable of, including, do you deserve it? So part of the challenge, Corey, when people say to me like, hey, help us work on our mindset, the first thing I say is awareness is the first step, right? Like I had to acknowledge early on, right? We'll use money as a metaphor, that I was raised in 2 different households. One house where everything was scarce, right? There was 4 kids. There was only 1 cookie in the cookie jar. You had to race to get it. It was Taco Tuesday. It was actually taco salad. It was never that good. My mom didn't understand spice at all. It was Meatloaf Wednesday. It was very repetitive. It was very lowbrow. It was super low cost. The jeans that I got for the new school year were the jeans that my brother Matthew, who you guys all know, were the hand-me-downs, right? Like that's how I was raised. And then I'd go to my dad's house. And my dad, on the other hand, right, an entrepreneur, many of you know who he is, he was of the mindset of, I have no money. So what I should do is I should buy an expensive home in Newport Beach, California with 105% financing and lease a Rolls Royce to force myself to go out and do the work. So I want you to imagine the mind of a 6, 9, 10, 12-year-old child who all of your early exposure, your mindset is created by those early memories. On one end, my mom's got no money and there's never enough. And she was never mean about my dad. Like, they were trying to figure it out. And then my dad was just like this crazy pirate, right? He was like, let's go get a Rolls Royce. Let's go do this. Let's go buy a house. And he would put his back up against the wall to go out and succeed. Now, when I became old enough to be aware, I was finally able to ask myself, okay, what's my story, right? What do I believe about me? What do I believe about life and business, right? And the reality was it was the tale of the two. And I had to decide, was I going to choose this path, or Corey, was I going to create my own path? And the path that I decided was I was going to take my own path. And what I would ask all of you as you're watching and listening to this right now, what COVID-19 has done is it's revealed your beliefs about you. It's revealed your beliefs about how valuable you are to the market or not, right? How resourceful you are for your clients and yourself or not, how tech savvy you are, or the fact that you don't understand it and can't learn it, even though you figured out your MLS, which is the most bombastic piece of software on the planet. So your mindset is made up of all these beliefs. Now, the question is, so how do I change that? The first thing is you got to be aware. You got to stop and say, where'd all this come from, right? And then the question I always ask myself is, what lies have I been telling myself? What lies, L-I-E, what lies have you been telling yourself about your capability in this market? What if I told you, Corey, this morning at 7:30 a.m., I'm texting back and forth with one of my clients, George Lofton in Phoenix, Arizona, who opened 55 escrows last week. 55 escrows. That's not bad, right? That's a good week. What if I told you, and I can't say the name of the agent, but one of my clients just closed a $40 million deal. Well, what was his commission? Oh, he got negotiated down to 1.5%. But you can figure out the math, right? Why is it that some agents right now in this market are just killing it and others are just stuck, right? It's what you believe about yourself. And here's the bummer. You can't heal it on a Thursday, right? You can't fix it on a Friday. But what you can do is by being aware of it and recognizing I've been telling myself these lies. And by the way, lies is an acronym for limited ideas entertained. Limited ideas entertained. You keep saying it over and over again and it becomes your reality. You guys all know that, right? It's why some people say, I'm a lean, mean listening machine, right? And they recognize the value they deliver to the marketplace and all they want to do is make phone calls. So I guess here's what I would tell you. Ready? One easy hack for you guys in business. List out today, what are the 10 benefits of doing business with you as a buyer or seller in this market? What are the 10 benefits of doing business with you? With you, not with your company, with you in this market. You pull from all the company resources, but you're the one that enacts it. You're the one that saves the client. You're the one that's resourceful. If you make up a list of the 10 benefits, right? And you start really thinking about that, then do this, ready? This is the one that really gets you. Then create a list of the 10 negative consequences people experience if they hire some ding-dong agent. What are the consequences of them hiring some stupid agent? And I'm not being mean, you know what I'm saying. There's just agents right now in the marketplace, they couldn't sell a home if their life depended on it, right? They couldn't sell their own home. They would call you and say, please list my house. And by the way, that's happening in this market. You all know that, right? What are the 10 negative consequences of them hiring some knucklehead? And then what's going to happen is you're not going to heal yourself on a Tuesday because you're not broken. You were just wired incorrectly like the rest of us, but you can be responsible for rewiring yourself. And the first one is to really acknowledge your value, what you can do. And when you start doing that, Corey, suddenly like the thought of making phone calls and helping clients and going on appointments, like you want to do it because you're like, wait a minute, I'm a really good negotiator. I sell 96% of my listings. Hey, prior to COVID, I was getting 102% of list price. I was in multiple offers every single time. Hey man, I'm good. And it's not BS. It's the truth. It's your truth.